everybody, what's up? So I just watched Outlaw King, the Netflix original movie released November 9th, directed by Hell and High Waters, David Mackenzie, and starring Florence Pugh, Aaron Taylor-Johnson, Stephen Dillon, and Chris Pine as Robert the Bruce, King of Scots, who led Scotland during the First War of Scottish Independence against England in the 14th century. After seeing this, I can't say this is Pine's best work. It isn't his worst either. It doesn't seem for much of the film like he's really trying too hard to impress us either. I don't really feel this to be his fault completely though. Outlaw King and its biggest issue it faced is that it had to condense a large overtime story down into a tiny 2-hour movie. The best way I can describe this to you would be to give you a brief scenario for how the movie sets up. Which I did not know when I started this movie, but it plays heavily on itself, almost as a sequel to Braveheart, covering the span of time from when William Wallace is executed until the Battle of Bannockburn in 1314. But the movie starts with Robert the Bruce conceding to the English rule under King Edward I. We also learn the man Robert has also been feuding with, his rival for the Scottish throne, John Comyn, has also conceded to the English. He then marries Elizabeth Burr in one of those weird medieval arranged, I give you the hand of my goddaughter to seal our union marriages. After his father dies, Robert inherits the claim to his family's throne. When William Wallace is executed, dismembered, and displayed in pieces, the Scots become outraged, and Bruce only sees one way, to end the alliance and go back to war against England. He then reaches out to Comyn for help and swiftly ends that feud. And after convening with some priests for what felt like about 30 seconds, he's crowned King of Scotland. This entire setup for the time he concedes to the time he's crowned King feels to be about 2 or 3 days, as Outlaw King has to take some liberties throughout to shorten and condense this story, losing a lot in its translation. Like Robert's motive, I never felt like he wanted war, but rather was forced into it by the revolting citizens. I never felt like he was fighting for honor or freedom as I did in Braveheart. It's not until his family is captured do I feel like he really becomes committed and out for blood, which brings me to the conclusion he was really, truly only fighting for himself. Even though I still did kind of enjoy Outlaw King. We don't get too many medieval war movies anymore. And to me, where this movie is weak, it's just kind of weak. And where it's strong, it's pretty strong. And there are some bright spots to be found here. Like what I thought was the breakout performance by Aaron Taylor-Johnson. You know, he played kick-ass. Seriously, this dude impressed me, channeling his own inner Mel Gibson William Wallace in his role as James Douglas, a man fighting to reclaim his name. Unfortunately, although he does play a large part in this movie, there isn't enough tension given to building his character that almost steals the show from Pine. During one scene, the men storm a castle, taking it back from the English, and Taylor-Johnson, he's got blood just dripping down all over him. And there's these little kids, and they're looking at him in fright. And he's just like, you're safe now, with these glaring, I just killed 20 men eyes. The guy is a machine. The other men along for the ride, though, sadly, I just can't say the same for. They're completely forgettable. When a character dies here in this movie, I didn't feel anything except, wow, who's that guy? Has he been here all along? He's like 12 years old. Is that supposed to make me care about a character I don't even remember? Other things I did like though. There are some heavy use on practical effects, like the fire effects. They look realistic, the blood, the guts. Yes, I said guts. And I mean, we never saw Wallace's guts in Braveheart, but Outlaw King doesn't pull that punch. This is a gory, bloody, gruesome movie. When a sword slices into someone's stomach, you feel it. Things spill out. Blood gets thrown and splattered into others' eyes. It feels realistic and shows what the horrors of war then could have looked like. And some beautiful on-location sites were also utilized here. It's amazing to think the world contains such marvels even now in the 21st century. Unfortunately though, ultimately Chris Pine and Outlaw King gives just a passable performance. In a condensed script that takes a lot of liberties in order to make that runtime, losing a lot in its translation. Outlaw King is a slightly above mediocre movie, mostly due to the performance by Aaron Taylor-Johnson that was, I thought, fabulous, making me wonder maybe he should have played Bruce. I'll give Outlaw King a C+. Thanks everybody for coming out and checking out my review of Outlaw King. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did and you want to see more videos just like it, don't forget to subscribe right here and join the quest.